So what's up guys, Ruben Lenton here together with Lasse Walker. We just got to the sun motor, the sun is shining, the wind is blowing around 25 knots.
Still looking for the spot. It's pretty good. It's quite small, the lagoon.
When was the last time you rode the sun motor?
5 years ago, I think.
5 years ago?
Maybe longer.
I cannot remember my last time.
I have photos that I'm still riding a sea kite.
Ooh.
With the Vegas.
Nice.
Boots. You know it's cold when the deflate closes really hard. Pump the kite until 7 psi.
7?
Yeah.
Sounds soft.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they recommend. The recommended PSI is 7.
Okay.
That is what the kites generally are tested on. Okay. If you're an experienced rider and you say, oh, I really like when my kite is pumped harder, you can go for it, but we recommend doing 7.
Today we are doing a little comparison of the old Evo SLS and the new one, the 2024 edition. So first I will ride the old one because I've never flown the Evo SLS. You've flown it all.
Many times.
And you know it all.
I know it all, yeah.
So let's compare them back to back and see what we feel. So let's hit it.
Let's go.
Yeah. But wait 1 second guys, because we are now riding the Evo SLS, and I thought there was a normal Evo, Evo SLS and the Evo Dlab. I thought it was just a cheaper one, the middle class, and then the expensive version. But they're actually total different kites, right?
Yeah.
So explain me a little bit about the Evo in general.
So there's the original Evo, which is very much for free ride, beginner, easy island cruising. Then there's the SLS, and SLS stands for stronger, light and superior. What this basically does is it gives the kite more performance. So if you want to do some kite loops, some high jumps, and you're really looking to push yourself. Then at the last, there's a Dlab, stands for Duotone Laboratory. This basically means we want to make the highest innovative kite that we can make with the newest materials, the lightest constructions, the best performing kite you can possibly imagine. Comes with a higher price range, but that's what you get for it.
Nice, let's pump them up quickly and then head back to the water.
Yeah.
So they definitely did some bridle adjustments in the new version. Lasse was just measuring and they shortened the bridles a little bit, so that will result in a little bit of a different performance. But they still look pretty identical, right?
Yeah, they look very identical. But it is, I've been kiting since 2007 and always been very interested in kite design, and I've been having the pleasure to work with multiple designers on a lot of interesting projects. And for me to see the bridle, like, oh, this one's 10 centimeters longer than the other one, I have no idea what the difference really does. Like, it is also, if you make this line longer, there could be more pressure on this bridle line, which causes this to stress more towards the other bridle. I don't know.
It can change everything.
It is insanely complicated, yeah.
Yeah.
The kites are huge. Even if there's a 1 centimeter difference in the arc, which changes the kite completely, that's less than 1% out of 100 to change the kite. So
yeah, let's put them to the test, and I think there's one way to find out. Share our feelings.
Let's go fly.
Let's go. Helemaal kriegel man. Zo, even aankleden jongen. Yeah, what do you see? Your one looks a little bit more high aspect, like you said.
Yeah, it looks more high aspect, and the leading edge looks a little bit thinner because it does fly a little bit more towards the edge of the wind window. Power seems the same. We're on the same
exact settings.
Exact setting, yeah. Same line length, same size, same colors.
Same colors even.
Yeah, it should be good. I think there's enough wind.
Yeah, I'm used to a little bit more power on my back lines, but I think this will work. All right, let's ride back. Give it to me.
I'm off to be wet to rhyme Melinda. I remember when we first met in '82 back in school. Used to play up all the food. Sometimes you be my number 5, sometimes you be my 22. But I'm screwed and I'm sick, cause little rhyme is true. I can't wait to say I do. And all your honey dips I'm through. I got my chariot rolling. Now I'm like controlling. Got some spunk in my bunk. I can't wait to put some soul in. We're rolling all strikes. We're having little tykes. One is Little Mike, the other's like I'm sure that you would like to hold them. Or maybe stroll them on their little bikes when time they're born. I just want to bring them up right, you know. Dope is how I breed them. Beats is what I'll feed them. They'll be healthy like a health nut. I'm sure you shake your butt.
Keep the verse, preacher.
And I won't disperse. Here's my life, rhyme Melinda, for better or for worse.
And you don't stop, you don't stop, and you don't stop, and you don't stop, you don't stop, and 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 you don't stop.
Yeah, it is quite gusty, but it's handling the gust pretty well. It is the 2023 model, so let's see how the other kite does it. Oké, ik pak hem, ja, Evers. Ja.
When it's done, she tagged me. Duck, duck, do some batter up. I can't sleep. The fly brother must produce a power pack. Then I'm stacked like a 45 mag. Sweatshirt and tennis shoes in my pants. There's a sag me.
Okay, so I am currently on the 2023 model. Ruben's on the new 2024. I just saw him doing a few higher jumps, definitely higher than before we switched kites. He's currently looking for his board. He just had a little crash. The sun is out, some nice wind. There's a lot of people enjoying the water. Should be fun.
I gotta just ask my tongue. I hope before I curse. If you really want me, bitch, take me for better or for worse.
And you don't stop.
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 And you don't stop. And you don't stop. And you don't stop.
Well, this is the final chapters of me, so I'm going to wrap up into
Why are you
into
calling my
a
house? Who
button,
is this?
a button. Oh, come on.
And the wind died for sure. Pretty light now. It's also turning.
So it's a day later after our Evo SLS session. We had some time to let things sink in and really think about the differences, if there were any at all. First things first. So what did you think about the old versus the new one?
Old versus the new Evo SLS. Still very similar, but definitely differences. I feel like the 2024 is more freeride, more towards twin tip riding, jumping, easier to jump.
Yeah, because
Jumps
here,
higher.
when we laid it out, like you could already see that it was slightly longer, higher aspect ratio. So that means that it's, yeah, more bow kind of shape,
Yeah.
slightly. And yeah, that makes the jumping a little bit easier, a little bit more stable,
More lofty.
more lofty. We both had our highest jumps on the new one.
Yeah,
But the old one felt a little bit more maneuverable, right?
yeah, I guess. I think if you really pull hard, the turning radius could be a little bit smaller, which would be nice for wave riding, but I feel like definitely for twin tip riding, having a bit of a wider turn. Also for down looping, you get a little bit more lift, it feels like. For kite loops, it's nice and controlled.
But I mean, both were very easy and all around
Yeah.
like kites. Like I really loved the ease of use. And
Yeah.
I think it's a great kite for the intermediate rider who, yeah, wants to do it all.
Yeah, definitely.
And especially free ride and of course big air. Because jumping is the most fun anyway, besides playing pool.
If anybody wants to know what we do when it's not windy, we just stand here for
For decades.
decades. Oh, I don't like the rules. It's definitely interesting with how the Evo SLS has been such a successful kite already. Every year the kite changes a little bit, and all those little bits add up to a completely different kite over the years.
But I mean, yeah, also I think people's riding changes a little bit, what people really want. Ooh. I also thought it was a very easy kite because it was fairly gusty yesterday, pretty up and down.
Yeah.
And it was handling it quite well, you know?
Yeah,
It's like,
really
very
stable,
easy, yeah.
easy depower. I also feel like the new model has, maybe not on the lower sheet and go, but definitely on the whole range, it has more depower. If you push the bar fully out, it tends to really shoot towards the edge of the wind window a little bit more.
So what do you think the R&D team at the Duotone were trying to achieve with these changes?
Yeah, it's always interesting what the R&D team tries to do and how to get the feedback from the market, because there's team riders, there's customers, there's people from the R&D office. Everybody has his opinion about what they like, so it is very hard to also gather all that information. But I feel like with a good team and a good placement of a product in the range, it does make sense that the Evo is a very free ride and forgiving kite. Like if you're really looking into a performance side, then the Evo Dlab is pretty much obviously a very good way to go. Also the Rebel SLS is a very much performant kite. So this way they're trying to gather information and try to keep everybody happy and give the Evo SLS or whichever kite it is the best place in the range.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, of course, you can. It was already a great all-round kite, and now they see maybe that, yeah, the big air side, the free ride side of the sport is growing a little bit bigger. So maybe that's why they try to make it a little bit higher aspect and yeah, easier to jump.
Yeah.
So yeah, catering towards the evolution of the sport, I guess, as well. And changes in the market.
Yeah, yeah, big change in the market. Yeah, you could see it especially a few years ago how big strapless riding was, wave riding. Then the Evo SLS was a very good wave riding kite as well. Now they maybe switched it a little bit more towards twin tip riding.
Yeah, nice. Good strategy.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just like that it jumps.
How many prototypes do you think they built?
How many prototypes Duotone made for the Evo SLS?
To make those kind of changes, like how many times they would have tried to shorten the bridles and change the shape?
I've seen a lot of prototypes with numbers on them and they go into double digits. So it's not like you can just make one kite, add a few knots on there and it's different.
But a lot.
It also adds up because every size is different. So it's not like you make the 9 meter and scale it up from there to different sizes. All the sizes have different formulas, dynamics.
Yeah, to make it kind of feel the same.
Yeah.
Over all the sizes.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. That's what I try to learn more about kite design, but it's so complex and I can kite and try to say what I feel, but it's hard to talk about what you really feel. Like you can feel something, but then to put it into words and where exactly you do feel it and how to improve it, that's the next step. Like
yeah, flying objects, I think, are a mind bender. Anyways. Yeah. So we tried the Evo SLS 2024, the new model versus the old model, the 2023, and yeah, what we felt is that there were definitely some minor improvements or changes. I think the new model caters a bit better towards free riding and big air because it was a little bit higher aspect ratio, which made it easier to jump. We both had our biggest jumps, our most hang time on the kite, whereas the old model was a little bit more maneuverable, which might be better for wave riding, but I think more people starting to free ride and do big air, so that's why the Duotone design teams caters for that. Overall, great kite in the gusty conditions, was very smooth handling, light bar pressure, plenty of deep power. Yeah, definitely a great go-to kite if you like multiple disciplines or for the intermediate kiter that wants to ride all conditions.
Yeah, if you're into free riding, high jumps, low jumps, learning to jump, learning to loop, or want to do really high and a little bit more aggressive loops, I feel like the Evo SLS is the way to go.
100% agreed. So if you want to try it out, definitely get your hands on one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Sometimes you be my number 5, sometimes you be my 22, but I'm screwed.